as I sit here in Nairobi and I can say good evening from Nairobi, I know it is morning for Betty in Arizona, and Aggrey, it's just towards the end of the day for you in the UK. And the conversation I'd like to continue and to unpack, but of course I want to unpack it through your lenses and bring your insights into this, is repatriation, especially for diaspora abroad, no matter where they are in the world. And they don't have to be Kenyan specifically. But more importantly, that because the way we are culturally as Africans, we want to rest at home, we have unique issues. We have unique issues. And one of them is repatriation, not just because it is our wish, but also sometimes family wishes it. And Aggrey, I want to start with you because you are in the UK, but you actually represent a chapter of the Kenyans in. Where would that be, Aggrey?
This is in Hertfordshire.
Okay. So it usually, what does it look like for you? Because you are chair.
Right. So when someone passes on, obviously I'm notified that so-and-so has passed on. So we liaise with the family to condole with the family, just like we would at home. So we gather together. But then again, we now have to take on the burden of repatriating the body back home. Mm-hmm. Now, repatriating the body from the UK could range between £3,000 to up to whatever, depending on what package you're taking. And also it depends on the coroners, what the coroners want to do and the circumstances that led to the person passing away. So mm-hmm. If the coroners have to do more, then of course there is that charge that they will have to charge. Mm-hmm. And then from there now it's up to the family to make arrangements to repatriate the body back to Kenya if they wish the person to be buried to Kenya. So that is just the scenario. And then we start obviously we sit down, we do a budget. And then we start contributing, depending on how we can contribute. For some organizations in the UK, they have a standard agreement. So, for example, if someone passes on, they agree that minimum contribution will be, for example, £20 per person who is in that organization. If the challenge is too much, then obviously they have to try and dig a little bit deeper. And especially if the family does not have any kind of savings, then usually that burden lies squarely with the community.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Betty, what is the situation in Arizona? And the reason I ask this is that we do have quite a big Kenyan community across the US. Whether we're talking about Boston, Massachusetts, all the way to, and literally, Kenyans have pockets. But what has been your experience in Arizona?
So what I see here is usually we have a Kenyan community group, and usually we are being put on. You wake up and you're added to a
WhatsApp group.
WhatsApp group, yeah. And mostly it's announced on the Kenya community, and then they'll create another group on the side for the contributions and stuff. So what I see is if you're not known, then the community, they don't come together as tight as someone who is already known. Because some people, they come to these countries and they like to be all, to do them. Mm-hmm. Then if you don't changa for other people, nobody comes in and takes that burden because now you're gone. It doesn't become as that kind of a burden to the community because nobody knows you. The pressure, people are like, okay, you guys, we need more money. This money is not enough. And I've seen crazy figures around here. So that's how it works in Arizona.
When you say crazy figures, because I heard Aggrey say, depending on the package you're on, so I already figured that person has got some insurance. You said from £3,000. But, what does it look like from Arizona? When you say crazy figures, are we talking $5,000, $10,000? What are we talking about?
Oh, Caroline, I've seen 30,000, 32,000.
I have.
Yeah. And usually because it covers even family who are traveling back home and the other expenses, everything from the funeral home here all the way to Kenya for the person to be laid to rest. Coming up with 30,000, that means that people have really chipped in. Everybody has tried. And let me tell you, whoever is leading it will be like, hey, you guys, this money is not enough. We are still far from we need this money. We still need, and it's in days, because funerals are not like weddings where they're planned in months. So, right. So it's in days, and people have to keep doing it until the money is enough. That's why I said, if you're not known, then you'll end up, your family will have to come up with other options like cremations, because obviously they wouldn't afford it.
So Aggrey, you talked about packages, and I guess I just want to pick up from what Betty said. In the event someone does not have any form of cover, what does the cost look like, repatriation from the UK?
Yeah, so first to correct, the package I was talking about is the package of repatriating. So you go and choose the package. For example, you choose the kind of coffin you want your person to be repatriated in, or maybe you just decide that you don't want them to be repatriated in a coffin. So I think they have a standard box that they put the person in, and you buy the coffin back home. Now, just like Betty said, the package now that you choose might also depend. They might decide that your family can be included on there, maybe your immediate spouse or children. That beefs up the cost. And just like Betty said, if it's too much for the family and they can't afford it, then they look at alternatives of laying their loved one to rest.
Yeah, abroad.
Yes.
So I think for me, the first time I heard, and when I started the conversation, I'm sure this does not come as a surprise to either yourself, Aggrey, or Betty, during COVID, just the number of us who were called upon, contribute. And for me, my first shock was, I was thinking, but why is this still going on 3 weeks later? Have we not contributed enough? And then it's the first time I saw the figures, and I was like, this would never even happen if you were home. Because if you're home, I mean, in 5 days, we know that the funeral is 6 days from the day the person, passed away. And we know anywhere between 200 to 300,000, we're done. So when we started talking about $25,000, I was like, what? And then during COVID, airlines were not that available. Tickets were not that available. There's a whole spectrum of being tested and quarantined and what. And, by the time Diaspora Insurance said, we have a cash plan. And I sat there and I said, okay, so Betty, tell me, why won't we take cover? Is it the fact that it's not us? Or also, maybe we didn't know there was such a thing.
Caroline, how it is, people will be like, oh, I usually, give money or changa for other people. So while I'm gone, then they'll need to take care of it, because now I'm gone. It's not going to be, I'm not going to be there to face the shame. You are like, so the problem is our people, they put it as, it's other people's responsibility to take care of their final expenses. It's not their, that's not their problem. And now that we know, now that Diaspora Insurance is here telling us about this insurance, then it's good thing that, we are telling our people now there's another option. You don't have to be people's burden when you're gone. It's not like, because you give for someone, they have to give for you to be, take care of it now that you are alive. Take care of your business.
Yeah, take care of your business. Aggrey,
Right.
When we were chatting, as we were waiting for Betty, she's on the other side of the world, you said that it's actually a conversation you're actively having in the UK because it is important. And I'm wondering, how is it being received? Is it the case as it is in the US, where they're like, well, I contributed for you, then you will contribute for me. Yet we don't understand what that reality will look like in the future.
Yeah, it's interesting that people always look for an opportunity for others to reciprocate. and it's unfortunate. Death is unfortunate. If it's a matter of reciprocating, I wouldn't like to die so that I can see how many people can reciprocate, because I won't even be there to witness that. But like I said to you, Caroline, I'm the Secretary General of Kenyan Community Chairpersons Council. And this conversation, in fact, today we were having this conversation, and I think many people do not know about these insurance products very well. It needs someone who can articulate what this product can do for them, and how much burden it's going to ease to the people. And then I'm sure this message will be received well. It's a question of educating our people, probably having a few Zoom sessions and just looping them in. I'm already organizing one in my area where I'm looking to rope in the Kenya High Commission to talk about people acquiring passports for their young people, but also to incorporate this product being talked about. So if you just say diaspora insurance, people might feel, this is not for me, this is not for me. But if you incorporate it with something else, then it makes it attractive. Someone will join that Zoom meeting coming to listen to something else, but they also benefit from the diaspora insurance product. And when they hear what it has to offer to them, then it catches their attention and the conversation can continue on different levels.
Fantastic. Betty, for the Kenyan community in the US, and I know we're talking about diaspora everywhere, it's the furthest. Unless you're in Canada or Australia, it is the furthest. And when you think about it, unless we repatriate you from New York on a KQ flight, chances are we're looking at 2 stopovers, 3. There's cost there, whether we like it or not. And also the fact that, and I think it goes beyond the repatriation, it's what we leave behind. In the case of the breadwinner, if the breadwinner of the home is a man, it's what takes care of things immediately. It's the little things. And speaking to this amazing lady in Germany, Kenyan as well, she said, Caroline, think about the fact that today children must eat. We might be trying to changa, but literally today, your children must eat. They must go to school, even as you try to figure out how we access your bank accounts in about a month's time. So what would be your most compelling reason to tell another Kenyan or another African, please take a cover? What would be yours?
Yeah, I would encourage someone to take the cover because, sending somebody's remain back home, that's not the only thing that we have to worry about. We have to worry about, and I'll give the real life scenarios. What I've seen around here is, when you take the days off, maybe you take 3 weeks off to go bury your relative, or you are not working. So if you didn't have paid days, you don't have like a paid leave, that means you're still not getting paid down here. When you come back, you'll find bills. So assuming the money was not contributed enough for you to for it, to take care of everything, you have dig deep into your savings. So that means when you come back, you still have bills, you still have a lot to worry about. So I'll say it's better for someone to take the cover, take care of us. It will relieve that burden for people. It won't be a huge problem when that time comes, because nobody knows when they're going. It doesn't matter the age or it just doesn't matter. We've lost young people and old people, so it doesn't matter the age. So it's better to take care of it now, take the cover now. That's what I would encourage you.
I love that the fact that while you're away, you're not earning, and it would be good to have something that takes care of it. Aggrey, I want to wind up with you, because you said the other conversation you try to have with the community is to take cover, even if it is for those on this side of the world, because you also don't want to be sitting in London, in Bristol, wherever it is, and being asked for a huge contribution as well. Why is it you feel it necessary to rope in also the other side, which would be this side of the world?
I think it's important for our people to just change their mindset. especially in terms of matanga and things like that, and realize that as much as you take insurance for your vehicle, for example, and the reason why you take insurance for your vehicle is not because it's going to crash the next day. You don't know when it's going to happen, but I've experienced an accident that was not my fault. If I did not have insurance, then it meant that I didn't have a way of commuting. So people should realize that insurance is it gives you that ease of mind that in case the inevitable happens, you are able to continue with life, not necessarily perfectly, but at least it gives you a chance to be able to just continue with life until you get yourself together again. And that is what the mindset that our people need to have now. Let's not wait until things have gone wrong and then look to correct. Let's just put plans in place now, so that even in the event that things go wrong, we are still able to continue with dignity. Because another thing that can be compromised is your dignity. True. If you cannot afford, then your dignity is compromised, and that is when you get people being cremated contrary to what they would like to. That is where you find people being given what they call here in the UK a pauper's burial. A pauper's burial is a very minimal kind of burial that is given to somebody who cannot afford. And fortunately, Kenyans come together, and I've never heard of a Kenyan who has had this kind of burial.
Fantastic. I can't thank you both enough. It's so important to hear voices that are just not crystal clear, but also unapologetic about the fact that we need to get serious. I think that's for me what was initially when I started a conversation, I was hesitant. I was worried that there'd be a furious pushback, but actually there has been it is time. And I'm hoping that if we talk again in 6 months to come, you'll say, Caroline, yes, the WhatsApp does go out, but everybody's like, tuko sawa. And in fact, more of the conversations, the WhatsApp will be, have you tried this product?